Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I thought I'd check in here for just a minute. I am watching over on the corner there. I was from this sent me. I have been to an NWA Crockett Cup in my lifetime as a small child, an embryo, so to speak. So right now, this Aaron Stevens individual is doing a promo. Apparently, his partner has failed to show up. He's looking for a new partner. I'm not available. Stevens is pretty good on the mic. I'll give him that. I figured I'd watch this Crockett Cup this year just to see what the state of pro wrestling is beyond AEW, beyond WWE. The NWA Crockett Cup certainly has a lot of history going back to 1986 in the Louisiana Superdome. Of course, that was Jim Crockett Promotions and Universal Wrestling Federation. Looks like Aaron Stevens is announcing his partner. Maybe it's Tommy Dreamer, because he emphasized the word extremely. No, it's actually the Blue Meanie. Okay, the Blue Meanie's here. That's nice to see him get some work, as in paid money. Meanie's probably 50 now, probably 50 years old. Still looks pretty good. He's a survivor. You know, the Blue Meanie is an ECW survivor. He's a guy that has lived. A lot of these guys, unfortunately, have passed away. Even Doug Furness, who was in great shape. Rick Rude, who spent some time in ECW. One of the Pit Bulls, it's sad. Didn't make it. The Public Enemy. So this is kind of nice to see that the original ECW, and that is the real Blue Meanie. That's not a Matt Bourne, Phil Apollo doink lookalike routine. That's the legit Blue Meanie. Actually, I've spoken to the Blue Meanie several times. He's a nice guy. Certainly a guy who knows his role. I always like that JBL Blue Meanie story from that ECW reunion that the WWE had, I think, in 2005. So they're going to be taking on, I believe it's JTG and the former Fandango, who's got a different name now. They call him like Shane Dango or something. So it's kind of a couple of WWE, alumni, WWE guys. The former Fandango, the former JTG of Crime Time. I actually did commentary on a wrestling show last summer, June of 2021, in Florida, and unfortunately, the video has not been released yet. I don't know why, but JTG was on that show, and initially I didn't even recognize him because he's in such great shape. He looks a little bit different. He's grown his hair out. In Crime Time. So now get this kind of Frankenstein team. I guess they call them sexy boys. They're going against these other guys. We're welcome to comment, folks. We are live here. It is Saturday night, March 19th, and the year is just getting chomped up. Just seems like yesterday it was January 1st, but here it is March 19th. Whatever you're doing, you can leave a comment if you're watching the nightly news and watching the world explode, or if you're watching pro wrestling on Fight TV like I am. I mean, it's all significant. So I did sign up for the NWA All Access Pass, meaning the $49.99 for all these pay-per-views. I'm getting no residual from them, but I feel like I'll probably get my money's worth for some entertainment. Earlier tonight, I was actually in a coffee house venue watching the preview show of this show, thinking I might watch the whole pay-per-view because I had a really nice seat. However, I kind of there was music playing in the coffee house. There was other people there. I felt like if I stayed, my attention would be distracted. Some other people might come over there that would further distract me. So I pack up all my stuff and I leave. And as soon as I'm leaving, I see a highly attractive important thing tonight. There'll be another time for that. As of right now, I have to watch wrestling. So what else? Nice double back elbow attempt. By Sex Boys. Kind of have a feeling that them sexy boys are probably going to win this match. No offense to Stevens and Meanie, but they're obviously a novelty match, a novelty team, I should say. They're not. However, them sexy boys, JTG and Fandango, whatever they call him now, Jane Dango, a couple of experienced vets, young veterans, both with some title experience over in the E, and people have, some fondness for these guys. So I'm pretty much thinking that they're going to win it. The Briscoes were on this show earlier. They won their first match, so they'll be advancing. They did have a really pretty good storyline match. They had the father and son team, Luke Hawx and his son. I think his name is Eli Hawx. Luke Hawx is actually a really good wrestling talent. I think he works on that show Heels, but I first remember him from the Extreme Rising days. Believe it or not, I went to the first Extreme Rising show in Philadelphia. You can see more about that on my mini series here. Chris and the Coffee Girl, the Philadelphia Experiment, Raven, and all the hijinks. So if you watch that, you'll probably get a big kick of it. But Luke Hawx made an appearance there to kind of antagonize Shane Douglas. And I thought Luke Hawx was really going to be a big thing in wrestling. I guess he's done pretty well for himself. But now he has a son already who's wrestling. So happens that fast, folks. Here comes this Jean Dango guy. Looks like he's still got a modification of the old Fandango tights. I was never really a fan of Fandango, to be honest with you. I did the music got stuck in your head. I did appreciate that he had a sense of humor about himself. But I'm not going to lie to you and say I was a big Fandango mark. I was probably more of a fan of Damian Sandow, who's now wrestling as Aaron Stevens. I guess that's his real name. Guy seemed to have a lot of charisma. He even won the Money in the Bank ladder match one year. And he was supposed to have a match he did against John Cena, and he promptly lost. So in any event, folks, really nice. Now, as far as this arena goes, this is the Nashville, I think it's the Nashville Fairgrounds, which I've never been to. There was a point where I actually looked into tickets for this thing. I had actually picked out a seat for myself to attend this Crockett Cup. I thought about doing it, and then I decided, you know what, I just need to kind of take care of business at home. I have a lot of things to do, including remastering my book, A Distance from Avalon, and then my Fight or Play basketball book. So, of course, this one is the original print, but there's been some additions to this one, remastered for 2022. You can find this on Amazon. And also Fight or Play basketball, my sports young adult novel, is now available. Once again, comments are welcome. If you do have something to say, maybe you don't. I kind of get the feeling the lack of response to this video right now says that perhaps this Crockett Cup is not a big deal, but for me, it's a 20-team tournament. I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling. I'm a big fan of tournaments in wrestling. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of that type of sport-based storytelling. And with this March Madness of NCAA basketball going on, I think it's really good timing for the Crockett Cup. I'm looking at the fairgrounds. It doesn't look – it's hard to tell. I mean, you do see a lot of heads in that venue, but it's maybe the way that the venue is filmed. It doesn't look like a big crowd, but it looks like kind of a place where every seat is a good seat. I'm sure the people there are having a great time. Nice small package here by Fandango, so on and so forth. So if you have any comments or questions or queries, you're welcome to state them. I have enlisted the help of a broadcast partner for Monday morning. We're scheduled for a Scott Hall tribute show. I'm overdue for my Scott Hall tribute. I know everybody's been doing them. I've just been such in a shock. My buddy JJ McGuire passed away, a guy who I did a podcast with Angelo DeCipio about a year ago. So it's sad to see that JJ passed away. And then Scott Hall passed away, I think the next day or something like that. Very close. So it's just been a rough week for the wrestling community with all these deaths. but this Crockett Cup is enjoyable. Nice whip in here. Blue Meanie now going for a charge. He misses, hits the turnbuckle. JTG with a nice kick to the chest. Goes for the pin. He got him. We got the 3 count. Well, that's it, folks. I don't know if I have anything else to say at this time. No one commented. No one had anything to add to this discussion. That's okay. I'm not offended. If you did have a comment, you can state it now or forever hold your comment. But I'm going to move on with my night. It is kind of a warm evening. There's heat. There's humidity. But, that's the price you pay for the life you lead. So for Mike Messier Central, to all the fine folks watching, subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, or if you're watching the Crockett Cup, or if you just discovered this video, there's plenty of Mike Messier videos on this channel, literally thousands. Suicide Girls Burlesque, if you join the Mikey Tiers. You want to see some AEW clips you won't see anywhere else. Become a Mikey Tier, 99 cents a month. You won't even miss it. Okay, folks, that's it. Goodbye.